Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to teach you how to get 10k followers on Instagram in 2019. The first tip is to engage with people in the same niche as you and those who post the similar type of content as you do. Now hold up, before you think that I am telling you to steal from your competitors, this is not where I'm going. I am a huge believer in community over competition. When I was first starting out and I was on the road to my 10k followers, there were a lot of girls in my niche who were on a similar path, and we all had the understanding to support each other in order for us to grow together. This was one of the top things I was doing before I hit the 10k mark, and a lot of times we would do shoutouts for shoutouts on our stories, and we would also engage and comment and like on each other's posts. I'm going to go into more detail about shoutouts for shoutouts because I think that it is a very important thing to master and understand. But before I go into that, I want to give you some tips on how to find the right influencers that you know will support you and not become your competition, because you know there are of course other people out there who are not willing to support each other. So the first thing you want to look out for when you're looking for another influencer who is in a similar niche is the style of photos that they post. Let's say you're in the fitness niche and they post a lot of workout videos. If you don't post a lot of workout videos on your page, their followers might not be as interested in your page because they're following that other influencer because of the workout videos that they post. The second thing that you want to look out for is how engaged their following is. If you found an influencer who has a lot of followers but not that many likes or comments on their page, then their followers might not be as engaged as you think. And I know that some of you might not be able to see the number of likes on other people's pages, so a good thing to look out for are the number of comments they receive on a page. If you notice that their influencer gets a lot of comments on their photos, or if you notice that their influencer replies to every single comment, that usually means that the influencer is super engaged with their audience and usually checking their Instagram a lot. So what you want to do is you want to engage with this influencer, whether it's leaving them a bunch of comments and likes on their photos or direct messaging them. You want to figure out a way to gain their attention. A big tip is to follow them, and if they haven't made a post within 20 or 30 minutes, follow them, and as soon as they post the next time, spam their photo with meaningful comments or just nice comments, and that way it will kind of grab the attention of the influencer. You can also follow them and reply to the stories and start a meaningful conversation with them. So going back to the shoutouts for shoutouts that I talked about really briefly before, this is when two influencers or a group of influencers agree to shout each other out on their stories and tag them in order to grow together and basically share their audience. Now this only really works if A, the other influencer you're working with has an engaged audience, and B, the other influencer is posting the same type of content as you are. So it kind of relates back to tip number one, and this also relates to the next tip that I will go into later on in this video. If you're wanting to do a shout out for shout out, all you have to do is direct message the influencer of your choice and ask them if they want to do a shout out for shout out, and pick a day and a time that you want to post your photos. Send the photos that you want to be posted and maybe a caption if you really want, and then also tag each other in each other's stories. The next tip in order to gain 10k followers on Instagram in 2019 is to create an aesthetic Instagram feed. And it is so important because it sets the tone of your feed and it also creates your brand on Instagram. If you're struggling to create an aesthetic Instagram feed, one tip I want to give you is to choose 2 or 3 physical products that represents your brand, and also choose 2 to 3 colors that complement each other. Once you've chosen these things, you want to plan your layout using a planning app and be consistent with how you post the physical product and also the color scheme. Now, I do have a full YouTube video on this, on how to create an aesthetic Instagram theme, so I don't want to take up too much time in this video because I do want to get to the other tips on gaining your first 10k followers on Instagram. But if you do want to watch that video on how to create an aesthetic Instagram theme, just check out this link over here and you'll be redirected to that video. The next tip I want to talk about is to be consistent. And this means not only being consistent in the time of day that you post or how many days you post on Instagram, but it's also the type of content that you post on certain days maybe, or on your IGTV or on your stories. Everything needs to relate to your niche. What I mean by this is, let's say you have a fitness Instagram page and you have motivation Mondays or workout Wednesdays. So when someone is following your page and you have these designated days where you post these designated topics, people can expect that every following Monday or every following Wednesday. So when Monday comes around, they are expected to see something that is a motivational quote or a motivational caption. If you check out my feed, every other post has Instagram tips. And even though text on images do not perform as well on Instagram, I'm simply breaking up the negative space. So whenever a new follower comes to my page, they can click into these posts and they can see exactly where are my Instagram tips. As for what time of day you should post and how many posts you should make, I do have separate videos on those, and you can click the links right over here, but you can also check your insights, and for everyone it's different. It may take some trial and error to figure out which times are best for you to post, and it also depends on your time zone. The next tip I have for you is to use all the features of Instagram. This includes IGTV, stories, Instagram live, and highlights. And really make sure that they all relate to your niche. Now, I know you're probably thinking that it can get really overwhelming using all these features, but one tip I have for you is to rotate the topics within these features. So for example, if you are, let's say, a beauty guru and you want to talk about this hair product, on Monday you can talk about this specific hair product on your feed post and in your stories. And then on the following Monday, the week after that, you can also go into more detail about this hair product and then make an IGTV video on it and explain in greater detail why you love this hair product so much. And on the following Monday, you can talk about that hair product again, but instead go on your Instagram live and get your audience to ask you questions about the hair product, and it'll be a really interactive experience for your followers. So this way, in between those Mondays, so Tuesday to Sunday, you'll be talking about other topics throughout the week. And then when you cycle back to the hair product on those Mondays, people will kind of forget about the hair product anyway, so you're not really repeating yourself. Also, you should be gaining followers every week, so those new followers will also be exposed to this hair product that you might have talked about in a caption a week ago, but new followers might not scroll all the way down to see that caption. So that is my tip on how you can use all the features without annoying your followers by talking about a certain topic. If you want to see more of these Instagram hacks on how to grow followers on Instagram in 2019 and just other unique hacks, be sure to check out these links over here, or click the links below in the description box. And be sure to check out the other videos on my channel if you're interested in Instagram tips or business tips. You can also follow me on Instagram at HeyNicoleWong, where I post Instagram tips on my stories and in my captions and in my highlights. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I answer all my comments. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified when the next video comes out.